Talking about the Yojana July edition, this focuses on self-reliant India. So the first one is the Atmanirbhar Bharat. So there are 5 pillars which have been taken care of, from economy, infrastructure, demography and demand, and 5 bold reforms which focuses on supply chain in agriculture, tax system, clear laws and strong financial system, building human capability have been important. So a special package drive has been released with more focus on land, labor and liquidity issues that have come up. Now under this Atmanirbhar Desh, we have the Matsya Sampada Yojana, which is mainly for the fisheries. Similarly, we have one for the procurement under the MSPs. So 1.5 times of the cost of production would be taken into account, and the new MSP regime would include pearl millets, urad and tuar as one of the major pulses that would be there, and coarse grains. And then you have Kisan credit card scheme that has come up. The government has waived the processing fees. There is also the fees for the inspection which has been significantly reduced. The short term crop loans of up to 3 lakhs would be given under this, and the beneficiaries would be brought under the Kisan credit card. The PM Kisan beneficiaries would already be being brought under this scheme. The next is making farmers self-reliant. So the doubling of the farmers' income is definitely a bold step. Then we are working for insurance. So Fasal Bima Yojana, we are working for income support, diversification of the income. Kusum scheme is one of the major schemes. Easy credit flow. So you have the Mudra scheme that has been released. Promoting agri entrepreneurship. Over the years, we have seen a decline in the number of people enrolled with agriculture and allied activities. So giving it a thrust, developing in agricultural universities, rural universities and agri entrepreneurship has been important. Organizing farmers in business groups and bringing a kind of better connectivity is important. So mitigating the risk, securing the livelihoods is another important aspect that we focus on. When it comes to ethical wealth creation, we are talking about self-reliant Indians for a self-reliant citizens for a self-reliant country. So what we are focusing on, generating all our requirements within the nation as a very simple means. So that could have more employment opportunities. More employment would mean more growth opportunities. So private and government agencies have to come hand in hand to have further developments for Riddhi and Siddhi. So Riddhi means creation of wealth and Siddhi means the skills. So wealth creation along with the skill development has been very important. So we have healthcare, life-saving medicines, payment systems that need to be rediscovered. Spiritual ethos for the ethical wealth creation has been given a thrust, where India has dominated the world in the age-old traditions and the various practices for ethical wealth generation. So you have to focus on producing for the bottom of the pyramid. So producing for the lowermost segment, the basic goods, the basic services have been our utmost priority, and giving a thrust to agriculture to make India self-reliant is very important. So you have the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, which covers all the food grains. One season you would have one rate, 2% for Kharif, 1.5% for Rabi and 5% for horticultural crops. Cover all risk of the crop cycle, losses due to hailstorms or any other environmental effects, post harvest losses that are there, and on account payment up to 25% of the sum insured due to preventing of the sowing due to any kind of adversity that was seen, and 25% of the likely claims during the mid-season adversity would be easily covered on account payment. So that is how you have the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. On the other hand, you have ENAM, which is the electronic national agricultural mandis. Now these agricultural mandis would remove the intermediaries. You would have nearly 585 mandis that would come together, spread across 16 states and 2 union territories, working with 3 modules under the COVID lockdown, which is the deemed market, the own collection centers, the warehouses, which are the major trading centers, and logistic modules for delivery. Agricultural export policy has come up, which is again important, and then farmer producer organizations for collectivization of the farm equipments have been important. Now if we look on to the state-wise welfare schemes, in Odisha we have the Kalia scheme, which is Krishak assistance for livelihood and income augmentation, mainly to reduce poverty. Mukhyamantri Krishi Ashirwad Yojana of Jharkhand, which includes the small and marginal farmers, and Rutyut Bandhu in Telangana, which is a scheme to support the farmers. The next is transforming agriculture sector Now here we have been focusing on safeguarding the rights of the consumers. We have the ordinance for producing trade and commerce activities, One India, One Agricultural Market, and Farmers Empowerment Agreement that has come up. The idea of under all of this is to have a strengthened installed capacity for a value chain participation, to focus on the export demand, to work from stocking up to delivery, and food processing and agro-allied activities should come up. Commodities like cereals, pulses, oilseeds, edible oils have been removed from the Essential Commodities Act, and this would put aside the fear of intervention of private with the government role players. It would have more freedom for movement, more elasticity in demand that would be seen. Now, if we focus back onto the Gandhi's approach of Swaraj, or the Hind Swaraj initially and then the Purna Swaraj, we focus that there was an idea of localism, local participation that was there, and the role of local community under Hind Swaraj. Later on, there was a constructivist approach program which was under the Purna Swaraj, where we focused on reaching even to the untouchables, the women, the laborer, the peasants, and bringing them under one grid to make a self-rule or Swaraj system for individuals. And now we have a futuristic idea for the same, where we are trying to create a potential leading world market, reviving the agriculture and the allied activities, making people more dependent within the country and cutting out the dependence across the borders, improving the livelihood conditions and bringing in more thrust to developmental activities in the village and the cities. Now, if we focus on what path we should follow, so definitely Jan Dhan account, direct benefit transfer going in, money directly going into the hands of the beneficiaries. For the health purposes, we have the Arogya Setu app and the Garib Kalyan Yojana, which we have already talked about. So in the long run, these would be some of the ways through which we would be moving towards a self-reliant nation. Now, to check the issue of COVID which is going right now, various states have come up with various apps. So the name of the apps and the name of the states are there. So these could be a part of your question. So definitely go through these ones. The next is technology and learning. Now we have already covered a different lecture. You have the link here. Now this focuses on Swayam Prabha and Swayam. Now this is one of the things that we need to take into account, and this is how we need to understand the education and the changing patterns of education. So Diksha portal, 1 year mark TV channel has been important, and then you have Swayam and Swayam Prabha which has been important. So all this we have covered in our classes on higher education, which is important. The next similar to this is the Smart City and the Amrit scheme. Again, we have covered these schemes in our separate lecture, so just go through that. Smart City mission focuses on IT, communication, e-governance, building up Internet of Things, and recently you have a new idea which is ICCC, which is Integrated Command and Control Center, which is testing and quarantining people, which is important, creating containment areas and bringing in health guidelines, which was initially not part of the Smart City mission. Similarly, Jal Shakti mission has been latestly included. So those are the things that have not been covered in this video, that you have the link here. And then you have the Amrit scheme. So Amrit scheme is the Atal mission for rejuvenation and urban transformation. So bringing in quality amenities within the urban area and improving the quality of life in the urban area has been one of the major focuses there. The next important thing that we need to understand here is understanding the health systems. So medical initiatives, you have numerous initiatives that have come up. Even is one of the important, where we focus on electronic vaccine intelligence network system. So it's a network system for vaccination, the real-time information on the stock of the vaccine, the flow of the vaccine, and the cold chain points that are there. Mission Indradhanush, which talks about vaccination. Asha workers, which are taking care of the village level and moving door to door for people who have kids with less than 15 months that are there. Now mobile applications like COVID Safe have been working in the regions of Australia. Similarly, you have the Stay Home Safe app that has been released by Hong Kong. Various countries are using various ways. Now open source analytics is important. You have Next Strain, which is a source application which tracks the evolution of the virus and the bacteria. So it collects the data from the various labs of the world and collects it under one genomic tree. So researches could be done based on it. Telehealth technology has been gaining importance in the local areas and the rural vicinities. GIS has been working hand in hand with the epidemiologists to trace the factors which are leading to higher cases of COVID as of now. Then you have drones. A good example is the Garud, robots like Germ Falcon, and then 3D printing, which has been used as some of the latest technologies in the healthcare systems. You also have eSanjeevani, which is a national teleconsultation service being launched during COVID-19. So that is how we need to focus on greater affordable healthcare system, better coverage, and inclusive social security that is there. Now, if we talk about resource management, we have two case studies that is there. One is from Bihar, the other is from Odisha. The Odisha case studies focuses on participatory management, water and sanitation as main issue. The case study from Bihar focuses on harnessing the skills of the migrants, the issues with disaster and sustenance or afforestation during any kind of the natural calamity that is there. We are also talking about Clean Bihar scheme, which is the Lohiya Swachh Bihar Abhiyan. Har Ghar Nal Ka Jal is another scheme for it's a kind of subset of the Jal Jeevan scheme. And then you have the Jivika mission, which is the sustainability aspect that has been talked about. Now, Ricardo's comparative cost advantage model is very, very important when we are talking about self-reliant India and creating products. We are definitely focusing on creating extra for export. So definitely textile mission and the developments under textile mission has been important. So there had been 4 components. First is education and skill, export promotion, market development, and research and development. Under the MSMEs, we have 3 categories: the micro MSMEs from 1 to 5 crore, small, and then the medium MSMEs which are working. And then, as we said, the Ricardo's theory is very, very important to understand how we can have the cost advantage and how it could give a thrust to international trade that could be there. So those are some of the key aspects that are part of it. And finally, an interesting study of eye flows. Now, floods have been a major issue these days. Country from east to west have been witnessing floods in one form or the other. So iFloods is a flood warning system which has been developed by Ministry of Earth Science and the BMC. This would help Mumbai become much more resilient, provide early warning for any floods or rainfall or cyclone activities that would be there, and flood inundation 3 days in advance would be given, along with 3 to 6 hours of nowcast, which is the immediate weather update that would be provided. This would help to evacuate people from the low-lying areas, and 12 hours advance forecast would be possible for the flooding systems. So forecasting rainfall, forecasting flooding becomes very, very important in line of the erratic monsoon changes and the erratic weather changes that are occurring, and a significantly higher amount of floods that are being affecting the countries from north to south and east to west. So those are some of the key highlights that we have covered in this Yojana. As we said, Garib Kalyan Yojana, efforts under education, Swayam Prabha, one earmark TV channel which we have already covered in our Kurukshetra July edition are very, very important. So those are some of the key highlights. Stay tuned for many more updates from our side. Have a wonderful day ahead.